This is a picture of the 5th grade Gators in our inaugural season. Let's start with Matt Orvitz. Matt O, one of our original Gators. Matt may not have grown as much as his fellow Gators over the years, but he used his assets to help the team to succeed. What he gave away in size, he made up in a large part for with the heart that he played lacrosse with. Matt really stepped up his game in his senior year. His finest moments went down the final stretch of the regular season, scoring huge goals and having incredible assists, and into the playoffs. When I think back on this season, I'll remember how fondly how much of a team player Matt O was. He may not have agreed with the role that we asked him to play, but game in and game out, he gave it his all, and he was a consummate team player. He epitomizes a player who puts his team above himself, and he's more interested in the team's success than his own. Matt is also a true student of the game. He was like having another coach on the sidelines, always looking for an opponent's weakness or something to avoid. Good luck at UT, hook 'em horns, and thanks for your success this year and the great career that you had, Matt.
Lewis Goodstrom. Lewis was a first-year player and who wanted to have some fun this year. He contributed more off the field by being an example for everyone. During one of our more testy moments during the season, he told everyone that we're going to define ourselves by not what we're doing now, but what we do going forward. Lewis worked hard every day, and I'll always remember that HP game. Lewis was to the left behind against one of the Dickinsons. He was kind of hanging out there on an island, and he won that battle. Lewis, thanks for being with us all year. Good luck next year at BYU.
Andy Val, Dr. Val, one of the original Gators. I don't know what I did wrong that caused you to leave the game of lacrosse for 3 years, and I'm sorry for that, Andy. Another true team player, and this team had a bunch of kids that really worked hard, but Andy, you set a new standard as far as work ethic is concerned. You led by example in the hard work department. All the extra time you put in the off season really paid off for you during this year. When I think back on this season, I'll remember fondly all of the fast breaks you started, all the ground balls you picked up, your tenacious defense, your 4 goals against those Packers at Jesuit, and your intensity from the minute a game started until the final whistle. Andy's going to continue to play lacrosse at Hampden City, where he plans to follow Ryan Harrington's footsteps. Congratulations on a great year and a great career, Andy. Thanks for all you've done.
John Walker. John was a second-year player who got better every day. John's got great speed and can play some very good defense. We used him on the wing to help off on the face-offs. His biggest moment, I think, was against St. Mark's, picking up about 3 ground balls and even taking a shot. John, thanks for being with us last year, and thanks for being with us again this year. We appreciate your effort. John.
Mike Vaccaro. Mike's not in this picture, but this group of kids, when they were 5th graders, we had, I think it was 17, 18 5th graders and one 6th grader. And we didn't have a lot of success that year. And we went down to Jesuit, and I think, we might have been 0-3 or 1-4 or something like that. And we're walking into Jesuit Stadium, and I see 3 guys out on the field, 3 little kids out on the field. And they're throwing the ball around like I've never seen anybody in my life. Throwing behind their backs, under their legs. I got a little closer and I saw one of these little kids had a goatee and little balls spun himself. So I said, "You guys must play for the high school, right?" And I said, Chris Vaccaro was there. He says, "No, I'm an 8th grader." And Mike said, "Nah, I'm a 5th grader." I said, "You're a 5th grader. We're in for a very long day." Well, when one thinks of playing lacrosse, you got to think of the Vaccaro family, and it's been that way for a long time. Mike started on the varsity as a freshman, and he quickly got a lot of notoriety in the state of Texas for his ability at the face-off circle. And that continued. His notoriety became something to behold on a national level. Mike's had a lot of great games throughout his career, but none can come close to the performance he had against St. Mark's in round 2 of the playoffs. As it was said earlier, he won the opening face-off, and he stuck it in the back of the net 9 seconds later, and the rest of the game was downhill from that. Mike got us started. That was an outstanding performance. Congratulations on your multiple All-State awards. Best of luck at Hofstra. Represent us well. You will be the first person that's playing Division I lacrosse out of this program, probably since Chris Braceland. Is that right? Okay. Represent the program well. We wish you the best of luck, Mike. Thanks for all your work.
Another one of our second-year players, Matt Davis. Just think what you could be if you picked this stick up a little bit earlier. Matt, wow, excellent speed, a nasty split dodge, good defense, and he has a shot that can really stick the corner, especially in that playoff game. Matt's going to be going on to Tech next year, and we appreciate everything you did for the team, the way you got better this year, and the way you worked over the summer is just amazing. I can remember Dennis and I and Chris, first day of practice when we saw you out there, and was like, is that the same Davis that was out here last year? And sure enough, it was. The new and improved Matt Davis. Matt, thanks a lot for everything. And I think for the underclassmen, that's a role model. You can really make a change in 1 year if you set your sights on it. Matt, thanks a lot.
Matt Moran. Mo. Welcome to Mo's. Mo is one of the original Gators. Grown a little bit over the years. In fact, Matt was one of 7 Matts on my first team. If you think you're trying to get a group of 10-year-olds' attention for any length of time is challenging, try to do it with 7 kids who are named Matt. Yo, Matt, pay attention. All 7 kids return and give me a different response. It was said earlier today, when we went down and met the Vacaros at Jesuit, Matt scored a goal from 50 yards away. All right, that was the last goal Matt scored. We decided that we needed Matt's prowess on defense more than we needed it on offense. Matt has started every single game that he's played in high school. That's an incredible achievement. Well, that's not exactly true. He won a short fight in his sophomore year with some chum from Greenville, and that got him a 2-game suspension, so Matt played all games in his high school career but 2. Other than that, he's been a fixture on what can arguably be said as the best defense in the state of Texas. When Brace made his decision final 4 years ago, he kept asking me, tell me I'm not crazy for starting 2 freshmen on defense. And I said, Coach, you're not crazy. This kid can play. And Matt, play you did. You left some big shoes to fill. You've had an incredible season, an incredible career. Good luck at OU. Thanks for all you've done, Matt.
Next big part of our program has been built around the Pileski twins. Nick, you're up first. Nick started out on the Gators, and as everybody said earlier, then went to the dark side. Got cut? Is that what you got? Okay. Nick has been a solid performer for us for 4 years, running on the first midfield. He's been our man up with that nasty shot of his, whether it be overhand or sidearm. He's continued to work his skills and get better every game. He started off with a bang this year with 3 goals against Jesuit, followed by 3 against East, 3 against, who was it? Who was the second one? Lamar, and then 3 against Jesuit. So got us off to a great start. All-district player last year, honorable mention this year. We still have more shots in that gun as he goes to West Point Prep and then on to West Point. Best of luck to you, and I look forward to seeing you playing up there. Thanks, Nick.
Matt Nicholson. Back in the 5th grade, I was trying to assess everybody's talent to figure out which positions I should match them up with on the field. And after a few practices, I sensed how aggressive Captain Crunch could be. I told him I wanted him to think about playing defense. Matt says, "Coach, why defense?" I said, "Matt, you get to hit people." He said, "Coach, I get to hit people?" I said, Matt, you get to hit people a lot." And his eyes glazed over, and the rest is history. Like Mo, he started every game in his high school career. He may have not finished every game due to that aggressive and absolutely what I love, his aggressive play, but he played in them all. That was a threat in all aspects of the game. He was always matched up against the best attacker we faced. He was always critical in our ability to clear the ball and scored some absolutely huge goals throughout his career for us. Matt, your presence will be missed dearly. As sorry as that we are that you won't be playing lacrosse in college, there are some very happy midfield and attackers that have been on the wrong end of your demolishing hits that are happy with that decision. Good luck at Houston. I want to see you playing football on Sunday afternoons and about 5 years from now in my living room. I want to be able to say, "There's the kid who almost killed me with a shot down in Afghanistan." Congratulations on an incredible season, incredible career. Thanks for all you've done for the program.
Next I have Tom Pileski. What can I say? Tom started out as a Gator on midfield. And then we had a trip to North Carolina and we needed a goalie. I remember Chris calling me as soon as he got back from that trip. Actually, I think it was in the airport as he was coming back. Asking me if I could work with Tom and do it fast. We started with the basics the next day. And having worked with Zach Kurzweil and Big E, Tom was different. He listened, he worked hard, he took thousands of shots. And like Nick, I think I did help contribute to his All-American status. The thing that was different was he had a good attitude. He pushed himself, he worked hard every day. But every now and then he'd throw a no-look pass down the middle of the field, just to spice up my life, I think. But he worked. We had a unique relationship, both as a player, coach, mentor, and friend. And I still remember the day that I told him, I think, you can play D1. And then a little later on, I said, I think you could be an All-American if you worked at it. Tom was not our team, but he made our team better. He was a teammate who picked up the slack when our D made a mistake. He was lights out above the OS line. And he coined the word gumball. While others thought GBs were ground balls, we all knew what Tom meant when we heard GB. Tom's going to join his brother at Army Prep and on to West Point. Still have many more games to play, and you still have another pair of shoes to fill. Tom, I've enjoyed it, and I appreciate everything you've done for this team and program. Thanks, Tom.
Casey Lambert. I have to tell you that coaching your son is not an easy thing to do. I also think it's probably not an easy thing to do to have your father as a coach. The line between father and coach is constantly blurred and was for us for 8 years. And we all know that I'm not an easy person to begin with. Casey, we started on this journey together 8 years ago. Teaching you about the game that has meant so much to me has been one of the most fulfilling achievements of my life. The countless hours shooting on the goal behind our house was always something I looked forward to and was never a chore. We spent some great times and some not so great times together as a result of our relationship as coach and son. Thanks for putting up with me for the not so great times. The last 3 years have not been kind to you on the injury front, but you battled on. Playing through pain and playing an important role in our team's success has to be very satisfying for you. My goal for you and for all of the boys was to teach you about the game, but to use it as a metaphor for life. Be passionate about what you do, work hard, prepare for the unexpected, treat people with respect, get up after being knocked down, and one that breaks and I loved. Winning is important, but not as important as having a winning attitude. Casey, I'm proud of you, and I love you, buddy. Thanks for allowing me to be your coach. Good luck at Arkansas.
Now to the returning players. I think Chris had a great quote last year. Success is like anything worthwhile. It has a price. You have to pay the price to win, and you have to pay the price to get to the point where success is possible. Most important, you must pay the price to stay there. I think we're now at a point where success is possible. We demonstrated that this year. We have a lot of hard work ahead of us. We need 6 middies, 2 defensemen, a goalie. We'll have a lot of returning players, and we have to ask ourselves one question. Are we willing to pay that price? With the JVs, with the returning players, I think we've got a good core. We've got a good, strong core of 8th graders coming in this year, and I look forward to be back here playing ball in May. It's been a wonderful ride. It's been a memorable season, and I want to thank you all for that. Thank you.
And beating the defending state champions, Highland Park, at their stadium at the end of the regular season. Getting to state was unbelievable, but I wish it lasted longer. We all do. None of us realized how much we would miss it until it was actually gone. We had such a great run and shouldn't be disappointed because we overcame so many obstacles that only we thought we could get by. I want to thank all the coaches for their belief in the team. We finally saw how much the hard work paid off when it came down to crunch time. I want to thank all the fans and families for coming to all the games, especially the away ones. And last of all, I want to thank my teammates for all the memories we shared together. I'll never forget all the great times we spent as a team. And good luck to all the underclassmen next year. Just remember, no one expected us to be good this year, so it can be the same next year. So go to Plano Lex.
Across to Mikey, Tom, and Casey towards the end of the football season this year. Before I knew it, they threw a stick and gloves in my hands and told me to get on it. They gave me some equipment. I know how to put it on. You know, I'm sitting here and and Nick was patient with me. He taught me the basics. You know, he kind of put me under his wing at the beginning of the season. I'd like to thank him for that. I got comfortable, and I knew the sport was for me. I'd like to thank the coaches for helping me develop my skills and being patient also. My first game, I didn't really know what I was doing. It was the A&M tournament, and it was 40 degrees outside. The wind was blowing 40 miles an hour, and I'm sitting there, and Coach Brayson said, "Louie, go get me this ball." That's my thing. I could do that. And I said, "This, I can do." So I just knocked a couple people over and picked up the ball. But the problem is I didn't know what to do with the ball. So I got the ball and just ran, and before I knew it, it was awesome. So I was addicted after that. And throughout this year, I got some good experience and improved, and I'd like to continue playing at BYU, which I'll be attending summer-fall semester. And I enjoyed the sport so much because it was working hard with your friends, and it always was fun, and it never seemed like work as in other sports I played. It was always having a good time. And the thing that I will take with me forever is the good times I had with the guys on the trips out of town. You know, whether it was Nick Pileski, tickling Hunter Morvan until he was crying, or was little Ross's laugh. It was, I love those guys. I'll never forget just the great times on the bus and the great stories we shared. I'd like to thank the underclassmen for friendshiping me and also teaching me things. I mean, I was humbled by the fact that, these freshmen kicking my butt on the field. And I love them to death. They're awesome. My only advice to you guys, since you guys have taught me so much, is to work hard every day, but more importantly, cherish your time and have fun with it most of all, because last with you forever. I'd like to thank my parents for allowing me to play, supporting me in whatever I do. Big Lou, awesome, taking pictures all the time. I wish all you guys the best of luck. I know that the seniors in this room have characteristics of leadership, and they're friendly, and they will be successful in whatever they do. I know that. Go Plano Lax.
Hello.
I am Nick Koleski, number 11, Tom's twin. Now, all I have is basically a couple of stories, but before I get to that, I'd like to thank a few people, like my mom and dad, right there. Yeah, without them, I wouldn't have started playing lacrosse. We don't have enough money to pay for it. And you guys are awesome, thank you. Now, Tom, I'd like to thank you also. You've made the season a lot more fun most of the time. Actually, sometimes. Next, I'd just like to thank the seniors. You know, we've had a lot of good times, had a lot of fun in the hotels, on trips, hanging out in school, weekends, seeing the parents in hotel rooms, in San Antonio last weekend. But the most fun I've had with them is probably the study sessions we had for school, you know. But underclassmen, I just have a few things to say. Work hard, do good, we'll be rooting for you. I got your back. Especially Ross. Stay out of those fights. Now, the coaches, I want to thank Coach Lambert. He really motivated me when I didn't think I could do anything more. And Coach McGibbon, you taught me how to shoot a lot better. I've been working on the overhand. And then Coach Brayson. You proved to me that a player will never win an argument with a coach. The only thing that a player will get from an argument with a coach is a little bit more running, or maybe even a lot more running. But I'd like to thank Big Lou. The pictures have been awesome. I love them. But last but not least, Mr. Moran, El Presidente. Now, I've been waiting for this speech for a few years now, and I know you have too. But I've decided that you're just too easy of a target. Although I could pull many pranks that would make a lot of people laugh at you, I've decided just to thank you. You've made the season a blast, and I love it. North Carolina trips, everything we've done, it's been amazing. Thank you very much. Just thank everybody, and now for the stories. Now, I don't know if this one's a story, but this is the real reason Tom got All-American. You know, he may not have told you this, but it's because of me. I've willingly shot on him for many years now. Unfortunately for him, he's only saved a few. And unfortunately for him, the ones he did save usually hit him. And unfortunately for me, that made him mad. But that really helped his confidence build, or helped my confidence or something, I'm not sure. You know, not only did I shoot on him, I like to throw balls at him when he doesn't expect it, like little stress balls. When he's sitting at the couch, I'll throw a ball at him, or when he's trying to go to bed, I'll sneak up on him. You know, and it really helped his reflexes, I think. Without that, it's true, you can ask him, but without that, he wouldn't have gone All-American. That is what I think. Now, the next story is actually kind of scary. It's actually really scary. Now, I have some interesting stories from coaches. I'll just tell one of them. North Carolina, Northwest Guilford. We're warming up. It's a little cold. It's actually very cold. I remember standing in the middle of the field, close to the restraining line, and out of nowhere a ball fell from the heavens and struck Coach Lambert on the head. I looked to my left and to my right. I realized I was in the middle of a half circle facing Coach Lambert. I was in the middle. He was going to get up and he was going to realize, he was going to think it was me. That's what's going to happen. He was going to think it was me, and I got scared. I thought to myself, I need some new underwear. This is not good. So, the good thing was, the game went on. We ended up winning. But that wasn't the end of it. We got in the huddle. Coach said, "Good game, guys. But who's the son of a bitch that hit me in the head?" He didn't take one breath after saying that. What he said after that, though, without taking a breath, it was, "Nick, I know it was you." What was I supposed to do? I thought, oh, I just changed my underwear. I can't do it again. I started looking around. I was just like, oh, how am I going to get out of this? I was climbing up a slippery slope. And my limbs were tired. I didn't know what I could do. And then I heard the voice of an angel. It said, "Coach, it was me." Now, who's that angel, you ask? It was Mr. Matt Nicholson.
What's the truth? You hit me, Nick.
It wasn't me, I'll tell you that much. It was not me. But it was pretty scary. And Coach, I just want to let you know, therapy's ended, so they said I might be able to sleep now. There's a few more things that happened. Something I never thought I'd do on a trip is change a diaper. You know? Whose diaper, Mo? Oh, it was Ross's diaper. You wouldn't think you'd do that, but it happened. I don't know why. It's kind of weird, you know. But I don't know. It's been a lot of fun for our team. You know, tickling Hunter, tickling Ross, just hanging out with the guys, sitting by Mo on the bus, reading some magazines. Yes. Watching videos of Val. It's been a blast. I'm trying. Everybody quiet so we can hear Hunter laugh. It really has been a blast. Yeah. Do we have any oxygen for Hunter? I think he's about to pass out. But seriously, though, it really has been a blast playing with all these guys. I started out on the Gators with Coach Lambert, and then I went to the dark side, yes, the Rebels. I was very rebellious, that's why I went there. Coach Flick, he's a good friend of mine. It's a funny story, the way I met Coach McGibbon, actually. It was, okay, I'll tell the story later. Who's up next? Thank you.
Hello. Good? Everybody hear me? Yeah? Okay, since we were talking about Hunter so much, I have to play a little video clip. You can't see it, but you'll hear it.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Wait. Everyone hear it okay? That was Hunter laughing as we were tickling. Anyways, so hello guys. I'm Mike McGrath. What? No? What? Good? Can you hear me? No? Yes. Okay. I'm Mike Caro. I am number 12. I am the sexy 5'7" face-off guy you see in the middle of the field. The curls. Anyways, I've been playing lacrosse for about 10 years now. This is my 10th year, I believe. And I faintly remember the first day I got my first stick. And it was a little cold day in Huntington, Long Island. Driving through the snow. I asked my father, "Where are we going?" He replies, "Son, you will thank me in 11 years from now." So we pulled up in front of the store, and the sign reads, "Lacrosse Unlimited," and I jumped for joy because he's told me all his crazy stories of the lacrosse days. So we walk inside, and he tells me and my brother, Steve came along also, told us to pick out a stick. And back then, all they had was laser high walls, so white and black. So I picked out a black one. Anyways, so we went back home, or to Grandma's house, and threw out in the snow for a while, and that's how I got my first stick. Then, about a year later, when I was in 3rd grade, we found the ad in the paper talking about the Jesuit Lacrosse League that was starting up before, I don't know, I guess it was one of the first ones. So we decided to sign my brother up for the thing, or the league, but I was too young, so I just went along for the ride. We were talking to this nice young man, but anyways, Peter Harrington. We were talking to him. I told you not to do that, Russ. Okay, so we're talking to him. He asked me if I wanted to play, and I said I was too young, and he said, "It's okay." Oh, silence your phones, please. Anyways, my mother said I was too young, and he looks at me and said, "It's okay, because everyone that's playing right now hasn't played it before anyway." So my mother agreed to it, and we got signed up, and I was really excited, and one night I got my first team. We were Cornell, Big Red, Coach Chris, thought you'd like that. That was our team name, Cornell. So we decided to go for a little celebration dinner to Don Pablo's. So we were eating at Don Pablo's. I was super excited, and I was getting a little faint, and I was proceeding to pass out, and my mother escorted me to the bathroom, and I had to throw her water on my face and put my head between my legs before I passed out. Yes. And to make a long story short, that was how I got started. Anyways, it's a true story. Anyways, after 3 years, I moved on to play for Coach Lambert and on the Gators, and we had a stellar 6th grade season, going undefeated, beating the Rebels soundly beating the Rebels. That's okay, you didn't play anyway. We had a great season that year, and then 7th and 8th grade we moved to the Trojans. It was a good team name, and then we continued our streak on beating the toe-touching Rebels with their sweet toe-touchers, led by Rich Flick. And then I moved up to 9th grade, playing senior high. I got to play a year with my brother, and it was a lot of fun, but then he left, and I took over the Hot Car Relax number 12. He held that Hot Car Relax, and I'm 12. Anyways, so then 11th and 10th grade, or 10th and 11th grade, I went by the flash. So senior year, it was a great year this year, going to state championship, yes, almost, but yeah, anyways. So, let's see, where am I? This 6-page long. Let's see. Oh, anyways, great year this year. So, beating Highland Park and St. Mark's and watching them cry and moan on Laxfire. It was a good time. Laxfire, I won't miss it, but I guess I'll probably still look at it in college. Anyways, now I am on to my thank you part of this speech. I want to thank all the coaches, Coach Lambert. I just want to thank you for helping me since 6th grade, with my offense and whatnot. And even though you broke my sternum, I still thank you for helping me throughout the years. Then Coach Braceland, I learned to love ILR from you, and I thank you for helping me with my defensive skills, even though I thought I had them, but you showed me that I really didn't. Also, Coach Mack showed me that too. But anyways, Coach Mack, I want to thank you for leading me to a state championship that I also wanted for many years. Anyways, now to my parents. Without them, I would not be here today. And I want to thank my father for putting the lacrosse sticks in my crib when I was young, and my mom for driving me to all my lacrosse games and yelling for me and whatnot, and Dad flying in from Hong Kong from his busy schedule to come to the Lax games, and Mom, I know you're going to be there next year, on the phone with me, chanting when I have a big game coming up. Beat the bastards, beat the dirty bastards. Every time I had a big game, I was a little nervous. She would always be like, all right, I know you can beat them. Just win those face-offs, and I'll pay you $5 if you win every face-off. So I racked up a lot of money over the years. So, anyways, even though my brother's not here, he demanded on me thanking him. So I have to thank him for, I guess, playing backyard lacrosse and shooting on each other with tennis balls, which also helped out Tom getting All-American because we always play that game. Anyways, next year I'm going to be attending Hofstra University and playing lacrosse up there, and I have a little story for that too. It's not really, it's actually pretty short. Anyways, when I was sending out my tape that Mr. Mo actually generously made for me, my dad, I was figuring out places where to send him to. My dad was like, "Don't send it to those cocky Long Island boys. You don't want to play with them." I was like, "Okay." But so I sent him to him anyway. And after Coach Janowski called me and told me he wanted to recruit me, and I was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." And my dad came home, he was all excited. I was like, "You just told me not to send to these cocky Long Island guys, and how fast you forgot you were one of those cocky Long Island boys." But I still love him. Anyways, and I would like to invite you all to the Hofstra versus Army game in 2008, so you can watch us beat the Pulaski twins soundly. Yeah, H. Anyways, what? Alright. But last but not least, I want to thank all my teammates this year and all the seniors for all the fun that we've had and road trips and whatnot, and bus rides, and all the friends and family for coming to the games and cheering. And Rachel, fan of the year. She was getting mad at me because Spencer had more pictures on the red thing. Anyways. To the underclassmen, I just want to say play together, because this year we started playing together as a team and it got us this far, so hopefully we can go a little bit farther next year. And that is my speech. Thank you.
My speech isn't as funny as Nick's. I wish I was as funny as he was. I just want to start out this past Sunday. I know a lot of you guys stayed for the game and for the presentation after the game. Thanks for staying after the game. It really means a lot. I know it was hot. We all got sunburned. Thanks, guys. I want to thank my mom and dad for everything they've done. I love you guys so much. Me and Nick do. We got 2 kids to take care of, 2 twins. Too much. I don't know how you guys do it with us, but thank you so much. And then Nick. You always make me laugh. I mean, you're always there for me and always looking out for me. Thanks so much. You always string my sticks. I still don't know how, but one day I'll learn. Yeah, I am like we're going to the same school. I don't know what I'd do without you. Coach Braceland, thanks for running us so much. I don't know where you are, Coach. There you are, Coach. I miss you a lot this year. I wish you were on the sideline with us, but thanks for coming to all the games. It really means a lot. Coach Lambert, you helped me out a lot with recruiting. I never thought in a million years I'd talk to a University of Maryland assistant coach, Coach Lafkowski. I actually did. It really meant a lot. Even though I'm not going there, it's okay. I still talk to them.
Beat Maryland.
That's what I try. They're good. But it was really cool. Thank you so much. I'm getting to you later, Mike.
You're just bitter you didn't make playoffs.
Oh, this year, Army didn't make playoffs. That's right. That's okay. Anyway, back to my speech, Mike.
Sorry.
Coach McGibbon, I owe it all to you, man. You know what? You taught me everything. And all those warm-ups you did, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. My next paper. Vaquero family, you guys are my second home. I ate all your candy. I don't know. Oh, T-bone shaved your mustache. You look good. You look good. I don't know how you put up with me either. I always come over, eat all your candy, and always watch the lacrosse games over your house. Thank you so much. And Army will beat Hofstra. FYI.
Never.
Big Blue. Take a picture, Big Lou. Okay, there you are. Thanks to all those pictures that you take, man. And those bear hugs you give me at the end of the games, those are the best. I'm actually giving someone a bear hug up here instead of down here, so that's nice. And then Mr. Moran, you do a great job with this team. It's awesome what you do with all the trips. And I know it's going to be stressful, but thank you so much. Then, just guys, I'm going to miss you guys a lot. Thanks for a good season. Sorry, I'm not good at speeches. Seniors, it's a pretty good year. I'm going to miss my D guys, Mo and Nicholson. I don't know what I'm going to do without the hard hitters. Cook, you better start hitting hard. It's all right. Yeah, you still have a hammer? Of course. Yeah. Of course. Guys, I'm going to miss you guys a lot. I already said that. But I'm going to the underclassmen. Just set your goals high, and anything can happen. You know, just set your goals high. I think I said that already too. I'm really nervous. I'm not good at giving speeches. Sorry. I wrote it down right here. Here it is. Okay. Work hard. Set your goals high. Strive to be the best. Sorry. Get on the wall. Just get on the wall as much as possible. And if you got any questions on recruiting or anything, you can ask me or the coaches. I'm more than happy to help. Sorry, I don't have any funny stories like Nick does about getting hit in the head. Coach actually, I do have a funny story, actually. So it was, I guess, mid-season. It was, I think, Coach McGibbon came to practice in a not-so-good mood. And I'm getting warmed up, and he's taking crank shots at me. I was like, I don't need a warm-up, Coach. Why are you taking crank shots at me? So I get hit about 3 times. I'm just getting fed up. So I take a crank shot back, and it goes right past his ear. And he just looked at me and smiled. And just like, all right. So that's kind of the friendship that we have, Coach. Thank you so much, everybody.
My name is Jonathan Walker. Excuse me. I'm number 16. Lacrosse started for me when I was in 3rd grade. I was watching TV one day, and I just saw a lacrosse game on the TV. I was like, oh, that looks like fun. And so I went to my dad and asked him if I could buy a stick, and he said no. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to buy my own stick with my own money. So he's like, okay, yeah, sure, go for it. So I bought my own stick, and I just was throwing against my neighbor's fence in the fall, which probably didn't like too much, but it happens. And then I convinced some of my friends to buy some sticks too. We just started playing. You know, we use in the street, we use mailboxes as gold and just kind of mess around. And I didn't pick up a stick again until my junior year when my football coach mentioned playing lacrosse and football. So I was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. So I started playing, and I just came to one of the practices, and they were like, oh, hey. So they're like, so, what have you been doing all this time? I'm like, oh, football. So I just played, and I played JV last year, which wasn't as fun as this past year because we just bonded so much this year and stuff. And I just really appreciate everyone like accepting into the group or whatever, and just the friendships that we got and all the memories I've had. And yeah. Thank you.
How's it going? I'm Casey Lambert. I'm 17. I played midfield for most of this year. I can still remember Christmas Day in 5th grade. After all the presents were unwrapped, everyone started moving to the dining room for breakfast. My dad pulled me aside and he said, "Did you look behind the tree?" And then I ran back and I saw my first stick, which is a War Patriot. At that time, my dad had no idea there were leagues in Texas. But then soon, a month later, we realized there was a league. I got a pamphlet from Matt Moran. And then I quit baseball, signed up for the sport my dad played and once loved. We began as the Gators. We did pretty good, and then the next year we were undefeated. Middle school lacrosse went by fast, but I always remember beating the Rebels with Tom and Nick. In 9th grade, the core players from our middle school team moved to the varsity under Coach Reach. All I can remember about that year is hearing motion, motion, motion. Good year. 10th grade came around, Grace took over. Things started running a lot smoother, but I didn't. At the end of the season, I got laid out. Hurt my hip pretty bad. I'm not mad, Nick. And it never healed correctly, and it kind of ruined my 11th grade season. Still love you. Then, an early poll kept me out of the doctor's office this year. Put me back in the doctor's office, and I went to Dr. Chen. And within 2 weeks, I ran like I did in cross country in 10th grade. I did run cross country. This year, early in the season, Brace pulled us aside and told us that he would be leaving. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know who would coach us, and then Coach Mack stepped up and took the job as head coach. We've always been a Jekyll and Hyde team, but this year we started to play together, and we climbed that slippery slope Brace was talking about. I made it past the first round of the playoffs, and then all the way to the state quarters. I'm sad it's over, but it was a hell of a year. I want to thank our coaches for the season we had. Couldn't have done it without them. Coach Brace, thanks for getting us started, and thanks for putting me in the mile club because I missed it by 2 seconds. Kept me in shape. Coach Mack, thanks for stepping up and leading us all the way to play in San Antonio. I never expected us to get that far. And thanks for my dad for always being there since 5th grade. I know it's been rough. I've been a pain in the ass and we've had a lot of fights. But they're all worth it in the end. Next year I'll be attending the University of Arkansas and I plan to study mechanical engineering. I'm not going to play lacrosse anymore. I figure my legs could use a break. I want to thank all the other seniors. It's been a blast. I've been with you guys since 5th grade. But for the underclassmen, I have no regrets. I had a whole list of injuries that started since 10th grade. So play like every game's your last, because you don't know what will happen.
Okay. Hello, my name is Andrew Valiani. Most of you guys know me as Dr. Val. I first started playing lacrosse 5th grade, encouraged by my family. I didn't really understand the game too well, so I didn't play again until my freshman year. Since then, I've gained a closer relationship to my teammates as well as my coaches. Seniors, I think this is the closest we've ever been as a team, and it's shared on the field because we got all the way to state, obviously. Coaches, you not only taught me how to play the game, but you've also taught me how to act on and off the field. Underclassmen, my advice to you is to work hard, and it'll pay off. If you guys show as much dedication as you've shown us, you have just as successful season as we've had. I'd also like to thank my family and my parents. Sorry, guys. My bad. I'd also like to thank my family and all my parents who've dedicated all their time and their wallets to help our organization grow. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt Orvets, number 21, and I'm just going to say that Mr. Mo asked us to write a speech, not a novel, so I'm going to try and keep this brief as I can. First of all, I started playing lacrosse when I was in 5th grade with the Gators, with Coach Lambert and my dad helping out Coach, and ever since then it's just been a great wild ride. I've loved every day of it, and to all the seniors, and for that matter, the underclassmen as well, all you guys are like my extended family. I love all you guys. This year was amazing. I would especially like to thank Coach Braceland, Coach Lambert, and Coach McGibbon for giving me such a good opportunity and letting me contribute to this great team. And also, I'd like to thank my parents because without them, I wouldn't be anywhere. So, thanks a lot.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Matt Eggleston. I was number 30. I played lacrosse since the 5th grade and I played 4 years on the varsity. And I played defense, and I guess you could say attack, because I did have, what, 5, 6 goals this year. Playing lacrosse has always been a big part of my life, especially more so in high school because it takes up a lot more time and everything. But it's been nothing nothing but great times, and it's taught me a lot about lacrosse and just life in general. And I've had just so many great memories with everybody on the team. I mean, I couldn't name all of them, but I've got quite a few here I can go through. A little brief, like the time I made Matt Hepner wear a diaper. The time I knocked out Coach Lambert with that 40-yard pass. I think he's still trying to kill me for that. But also Coach Braceland's dog barking, the infamous. If you give me one. Also Tom Pileski's famous pre-game obvious reminders like, oh, come on guys, we got a game against HP today. Come on guys. It's like, yeah, duh, Tom. And the day it touched us all when we learned that somebody wouldn't be on the sidelines with us anymore, Aaron Fenton. And finally, Mo getting kicked in the nuts in the HP game. Russ, just in general. And our last weekend together as seniors was just really memorable and everything. And all the laughs together we had together was just more than you could ever imagine. And to all the underclassmen, I think almost all of y'all can become great lacrosse players with more experience and everything that'll come. So just keep working hard and keep playing as a team, because like we learned this year, it doesn't matter how many great players you have on your teams. If you don't play as one, you're not going to be great. And lastly, just want to get some thank yous out there. I want to thank Coach Lambert, my coach, the longest coach who's coached me since I was about yay. The guy who taught me which end of the stick to use and that yes, you can hit people in lacrosse. And Coach Brace for teaching me all the skills to be a good defenseman. And Coach McGibbon did a great job taking over the team this year and just being a true player's coach. And for my parents, for all their support and paying that $500 fee each year. And all the parents and fans, and Mr. Mo for being quite one of the greatest presidents of all time. And that's not just lacrosse, just in general. T-Bone, I don't know what we'd do without him on the sideline. Big Lou, taking pictures all the time. Just too many thank yous. Just, I don't know, I'm just gonna miss the whole community. Thank you.
All right, well, about the, that's, I don't know, the Mo train, is that what y'all call it? Yeah. It's my intimidation. I might not be the fastest one out on the field, but I make up my 40 time with a good, or something like that. Makes them all drop the ball. But anyway, as you all may know, I'm Matt Mo Moran. Next year I'll be going to Oklahoma University, and I'll major in aerospace engineering and minor in multi-engine flying. The first time I ever heard of lacrosse was in about the 3rd grade. I used to always go over to Casey's house, and I'd always see the sticks hanging on the wall, and I remember in one of Casey's rooms there's a big picture of Coach Lambert back, I believe it was in your college days, and I think it was right after he scored a goal, and I always wondered what that was. I was always curious about what sport that was. And I remember in 5th grade, I did get the flyer in the mail, and I soon found out that Casey would be playing and that Coach Lambert would be coaching. So I was in right away. And it took a few years for all of us to learn how to catch and throw. I don't know how we went undefeated in 6th grade because I still couldn't catch and throw very well. Coach Lambert, that took a lot of patience, and I thank you for that. One of my greatest memories, though, was I think it was in 6th grade. We had just beat ESD, the youth team, and Coach Lambert came up to me and he goes, so which sport do you like better now? Do you like football or do you like lacrosse? And I realized in that moment that lacrosse was my true passion, that lacrosse is what I wanted to do. And football's fun, but it's nothing like lacrosse is. A few years later, I found myself living out my dream of starting on the varsity squad with all the other freshmen at the time. I guess there was 5 of us at that time. That was before Tom, and then 6th grade, or sophomore year through senior year, Tom just made the team amazing. Let's see. So right now I'd like to thank a few people. First off, I'd like to thank all the former Plano Lacrosse players, especially when we were freshmen, like Civic, and everybody else who just made these past 4 years a blast. I'd like to thank Rachel, my girlfriend. She's the true fan of the year, if you ask me. All you underclassmen, we couldn't have gone half as far as we did without you guys. You guys are the future of the program, and I have full confidence that you guys will live up to your potential. And although I would be jealous, I hope you guys win a state championship here pretty soon. Coach Brace, you've taught me everything I know about defense and the game in general. Without you, I don't think I'd be half the player that I am. You pushed us in a way that we knew you were only trying to get the best out of us, and I believe you truly did get the best out of me. Even though you had to leave us this season, you were never forgotten. All that you had taught us remained in everyone's mind before every game, and I was sure to always use what you had taught me about playing defense. Coach Lambert, I probably wouldn't be playing right now if it weren't for your coaching. You've done an awesome job for 8 years helping me become the best player and person I can be. How you put up with us in juniors for 4 years is beyond me, but without your guidance, especially in the early years, I wouldn't be where I am today. Coach Mack, you've done a great job of helping this team realize its true potential. It seemed like you knew exactly what we needed to be successful. Without your coaching and help, we couldn't have made it as far as we did. Throughout the year, the best part about playing was the fact that you trusted our opinion on what we should do in certain situations. You really let us adjust on defense how we felt it was needed, and thank you for that. And you also helped us seniors feel like true leaders of the team. We weren't just the seniors, we weren't just the captains. We actually had a role in the team as leaders, and that was a great honor. All you seniors, I know we'll stay in touch through college, but I wish you all the best. These have been the greatest 4 years of my life, and you guys are the main reason for that, so thank you. Coop, you're the greatest water boy any lacrosse team has ever seen. And I hope you have a great lacrosse career. Hope you play some varsity lacrosse too for Plano, and I'll miss you next year. To my mom, you're always there for me to take me from practice or to the games back before I could drive. But you'd always come to every game, and I could always count on you giving me a hug after the game and just tell me I did a good job. So thank you for that. And lastly, I'd like to thank my dad. Without him, none of this would be able to happen. He always supported me 110%, and he supported this club 110%. And I know most people don't really realize what goes on behind the scenes sometimes, but he really turned this club from just a club to a class act organization. So thank you for that. I would tell a few more stories, but I think most of them have been told. So thank you, and go Plano Lax.
We have a little senior presentation that Big Lou put together that we're going to show at this round. And while that's running, I'm going to go down to the office and see if I can book the room for another couple hours because I think we're going to need it. So we'll get started with that and then go on with the show.